Still remember the tips and tricks series? So this video is about tips and tricks in learning organic chemistry. Are you ready? Let's start! Tuition online percuma. So this is a free learning slot for you all every Sunday 3:30 p.m. Okay, it will be presented by the Prayu lecturers or teachers. So this is my personal poster. So for this video, we are going to discuss naming, drawing, classification, physical properties, preparation, chemical properties, synthesis, deduce, structure, mechanism, chemical test. Of course, the most important thing is practice make perfect. So try to do your tutorial and pass here. If possible, right, not only do one time, you can try, repeat, and revise again and again. Now we start our lesson with naming and drawing. So actually there are a few common steps. As long as you remember the few common steps, right, it can help you to name the alkane compound until amine compound. So naming is simple as ABC. So it starts from straight change compound. So we start with alkene first. The sulfate of alkene is A and E. If you still remember, right, actually Form 5 Chapter 2 you learned about already. So if one carbon is start from methane, second carbon 18, 3 carbon propane, and 4 carbon butane. Same for the others, 5 pent, hex, and 6 hep 7, oct 8, non 9, and decane is 10. Okay, this one you should know. Of course, you must know the difference between molecular formula and structural formula as well. So these are condensed structure. Okay, step 1. You have to choose the longest continuous change of carbon atom. So you have to try and error from 1 to, so you can start from here, okay, you can start from here, as long as try and error, find out the longest change. Here, if this two actually is considered as complicated structure, actually it's the same structure, but you have to try with a different way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the longest one. If you go for the straight one, just only 5 carbon. Okay, you can start from other side. For example, you can start from here, okay, 4 carbon, or start from here, you try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 carbon, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 carbon as well. Just try and error find out the longest chain. Step 2, right? Okay, if two different chains of equal length, this time you have to check for the substituent. So for the structure which has the most substituent, so that one is the best choice. So for example, for this only 3, for this 4. That's why this structure is chosen. Next, step 3. Number the longest carbon chain so that the substituent receive the lowest possible number. So for example, just now we choose the 4 substituent. Now you have to identify which one should be C1. If you start from here, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the substituent should be 3, 4, 5, and 6. But if you try from this 1, 2, so it starts from 2. So now the substituent is 2, 3, 4, 5. So this structure, okay, is according to this sequence, right? It has lower number for the substituent. Step 3, okay, you have to, based on rules number 3, locate the position of the substituent and name the substituent first. Okay, and then the substituent must with the suffix of alkane with YL. Here, so for example, methane, if become substituent, become methyl, ethyl, propyl, isopropyl. Okay, butyl is 4 carbon, but for butyl, right, you have to check for the structure. If a strict chain 4 carbon attached to the compound, we call it as butyl. If this one not straight chain, but there is an L shape, like L shape, right? Okay, so means this carbon and then connect with an L shape 3 carbon, we call it as isobutyl. Okay, sec butyl actually is referred to secondary alkane. You check, primary attached to 1 carbon, attached to 2 carbon, secondary. Third butyl is tertiary, 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon. Clear? Okay, neopentyl is that total there are 5 carbon, so it has, okay, 1, 2, 3, each has a one alkyl group, methyl group, methyl group, methyl group, and then here this carbon actually also methyl attached to the main compound parent chain. So this is total 5 carbon. We call it as 2,2-dimethyl-propyl. So this one position 1, position 2, 2,2-dimethyl, and then straight change propyl. That's why 2,2-dimethyl-propyl, or neopentyl, also the same, acceptable. Okay, if cyclo compound, you must put the name cyclo, and then there are 3 carbon, cyclopropyl. If there are 4 carbon, cyclic compound, cyclobutyl. So these two are the skeletal structure, and then these two are the expanded structure. Okay, if benzene ring, when it becomes substituent, we call as phenyl. Okay, if there is a CH2 group attached to the benzene ring, we call it as benzyl. These are the other substituent name for Br, bromo, Cl, chloro, F, fluoro, and so on. Hydroxyl, OH, amino, and H2. Here, if there are 2 or more identical substituents are present, use prefix such as di. So for example here, 1, 2, 3. There are 3, so it's tri. And then if there are 4 similar or identical substituents, we use tetra. Okay, and then this one is ethyl. Okay, this one is methyl. So there are 3 methyl, trimethyl. Okay, step 5. Name the hydrocarbon. So you have to name the substituent and its position. First, must be placed in front of the parents, and then arrange the substituent according to alphabetical order. But have to remember there are few exceptional cases. We have to ignore di, tri, sec, third, but we have to accept, consider iso and neo. Okay, if between number and letter, right, are separated by hyphen, is a dash. If number and number are separated by using comma, is a comma like this. Okay, so just now I mentioned there are few general or common steps to name a compound. So for example, alkane, A and E, right? So alkene, E and E. And then alcohol, OL. So propane, still the same, PROPAN, still the same, keep it, and then change to OL. Aldehyde, keep it, change to AL, propana. Ketone, change to ONE, okay? So propanon. Same for carboxylic acid. Okay, propane remain, change to OIC acid. Okay, but for benzene ring, haloalkene, amine, or amino acid, there are different way to name it. So this one we have to learn it separately. So second part is about classification. Always remember classification only involves saturated carbon sp3, means tetrahedral, 4 single bond. So we are going to class the compound for hydrocarbon, haloalkene, alcohol, and amine. Actually, it's very important for us, right, to identify the class of this compound correctly. Because different class of this compound, right, it have the different chemical test, have the different reactivity, different boiling or melting point, and so on. So normally it involves primary, secondary, or tertiary. Only hydrocarbon involve quaternary, the rest just primary, secondary, and tertiary. So for example, if one carbon attached to the carbon, we call it primary carbon, and so on. Same for haloalkene. So the R1 actually is the alkyl group, means the compound with the carbon. So this is primary. If there are 2 alkyl groups, secondary haloalkene, X actually is a symbol for halogen, haloalkene. So if there are 3 R, so tertiary haloalkene. Same for alcohol. If 1 R or 1 alkyl group, primary, 2 alkyl group, secondary, 3 alkyl group, tertiary. Amine also the same. If the amine attached to 1 carbon primary, attached to 2 carbon secondary, and attached to 3 carbon tertiary. So the concept is the same for classification of hydrocarbon, halogen, alcohol, and amine. Okay, so you check the tutorial question, right? Okay, you see, classified for amine and give the name. Classify the compound, okay? This one is alcohol, okay? And give the name. This one is the classification of haloalkene and give the name. So, okay, maybe some of you might ask, C1 and C2 should not be included in your exam, but you have to know when you identify the type of mechanism or identify the chemical test, right? You have to know the class of the compound, then to determine the chemical test or determine the mechanism and so on. That's why you should know, okay, the classification of the compound. And of course, you must know how to give the name or based on the name and learn how to draw it. Okay, so yes, C1 and C2 should be not included in your PSPM, but you have to know the classification and naming in order to help you answer the C3 or C4 question. Get it? Here. So next is about physical properties. Normally we ask about boiling point, melting point, solubility, acidity, basicity, or reactivity according to the topic. So for example, acidity, just ask in topic carboxylic acid. Basicity, amine. Reactivity normally is haloalkene, SM1, SN2. Solubility and melting point or boiling point quite famous. Okay, the question that normally will ask you to arrange the increasing order or ascending order for the reactivity, basicity, and boiling point. So you must know ascending is referred to 1, 2, 3, from small until big. Or descending is 3, 2, 1, from big to small. Okay, means this one from the lowest to highest, and this is from highest to lowest. Get it? So must answer carefully. Better don't give comma. Use the bigger or smaller sign. So these are the few examples in your tutorial. Check order of decreasing acidity. So arrange. And then arrange the following in order increasing boiling point. Okay, this is arrangement. So this one increasing reactivity. Okay, and then this one ascending order of basicity. Increasing boiling point and explain. Okay, and then this is the question related with explain. Explain why butane is soluble and benzene is not soluble. So this one is not about arrangement, but it's about explanation. Okay, same for here, explain the boiling point, 4 degree, okay, why? And then compare the solubility and explain. So this one just explain, no arrangement, get it? Okay, next is about preparation, right? We can prepare the compound from different homologous series or functional group. For example, preparation of alkene. Okay, I can prepare from alcohol by using concentrated H2SO for heat and then form the alkene compound. So it's elimination, single bond from double bond. Same for here, from halogen. Okay, by using potassium hydroxide ethanol reflux, it can form carbon-carbon double bond. So elimination as well. So involve loss of HX, means hydrohalogen, and then to form the haloalkene. Okay, so it's from different homologous series or different functional group. Hydroxide, this one is halogen. So you check the question, straightforward, write the equation for the preparation of propene from, okay, chloro, meaning that this is alcohol, meaning that this. So must know the reagent and then the product. Same for here, show the butanoic acid. Okay, this one is from alcohol, become butanoic acid. From alkane, become chloropropane means haloalkane. So this one is secondary alcohol to form carboxylic acid. So we can prepare the compound from different functional group or different homologous series. Okay, next is about chemical reaction. As long as same functional group, they will have the same chemical properties. Check for this. So this is electrophilic addition of carbon-carbon double bond. So all undergo electrophilic addition. Okay, so carbon-carbon double bond at the electrophile. So double bond becomes single bond. So it's addition. And then the AB, one of this is nucleophilic site. So this one should be electrophile. That's why the name is electrophilic addition. So we can remember all the reagent, okay, and then the compound needed, okay, meaning that this one catalyst. So this one in inert solvent, this one in water, and then form the product. So you check, I highlighted already. This is the product form when the alkene react with this reagent. So the question might ask you, okay, identify the compound A to F. So this is what is the product? Actually, right, this one is chemical reaction. At the same time, we also can call it as deduce the structure A and B based on the chemical equation. Can be one by one, or this one compound, okay, react with different reagent and then form different product. So next, deduce structure or organic compound actually is quite similar with preparation and chemical reaction. But in this, okay, the question might have a long sentences. Simple also can. This is the simple one actually. So this one actually is deduce the structure also based on the chemical reaction or preparation. Okay, most of the time, right, it's a long question. ask you to deduce. So you have to identify what is the product P, Q, R, S. You have to state clearly what is P, what is Q, what is R, what is S. At the same time, right, you have to show the chemical equation as well. So based on here, okay, P, give a yellow precipitate with iodine. So you have to write with iodine and then show the product as well. So the product is the Q, for example. So have to show the chemical equation, included the reactant condition and correct product. So you must know how to link from A to B or to C, okay, like that. So normally the question related with deduced structure, right, will involve more than one functional group. Okay. Now synthesis involve different homologous series, must know the preparation of chemical reaction as well. So deduce and synthesis, what is the difference? Synthesis, normally the product is given. So from A, how to become Z? So B, C, D, E, F, G, you have to show the B, C, D, E, F, G step. Or by using synthesis, show how 2-methyl 1-propane amine can be synthesized from 2-propanol. Okay, so this is 2-propanol. React with the HCl compound, means the nucleophile. So and then undergo nucleophilic substitution. And then this one continue again. Okay, haloalkene undergo nucleophilic substitution as well. And then from CN. Okay, and then reduction, and then from the compound. So involves several chemical reaction. Involves different type of chemical reaction, or different type of chemical reaction in order to produce the product. Here, so you have to know, okay, this one you know the reactant, you know the final product. So the step might involve 1 step, 2 step, or several steps. Depends on the question. According to matriculation syllabus, we are going to learn 10 mechanisms. Okay, so the first one is alkene, which is free radical substitution. And then there are another 2 in alkene, electrophilic addition, and 1 about elimination, how to from alcohol become alkene. Then benzene ring, undergo electrophilic aromatic substitution. We are going to learn 4 mechanisms for this topic. And the last 2 is haloalkene, nucleophilic substitution, SN1 and SN2. Okay, so this is the example for the first mechanism, free radical substitution. So there are 3 steps. You have to give the name of the step. Okay, step 1, only 1 equation. Step 2, there are 2 chemical equations. And then step 3, there are 3 chemical equations. You have to show the free radical substitution exactly like this. What is the name of the step 1, step 2, and step 3? Show the half arrow and then UV. Okay, how to form the free radical and so on. The termination step is free radical mixed with free radical. Here, actually, right, better you know how to explain as well. So after you read the step 1, you show the equation, show the mechanism, right? Attached together with the explanation is better if you are able to do so. Okay, so this is another example about the mechanism for nitration. So this is electrophilic aromatic substitution. So step 1, you have to form the electrophile. So this is the explanation that I mentioned just now. You explain, then show the mechanism in chemical equation. So the name of step 2, and then this is explanation, and then you show the mechanism for step 2. Step 3, explanation and the mechanism. So actually this one is better. Okay, next, number 9, chemical test. Okay, there are few parts you need to know when you answer the question related with chemical test. Normally, you have to give the name for the test. If there are specific conditions, you have to show the temperature, pressure, or catalyst that involved for that reaction, and then what reagent you are using. Okay, then you have to write down the chemical equation based on that reaction and the observation. Normally for the positive result, right, we have to mention from what color change to what color. So for example, the purple color of potassium permanganate turn to colorless. Okay, if there is precipitate form, you have to show the precipitate, or there is bubble gas release, you have to write down this observation. If negative result, you have to show the equation as well, but just mention no observable change. And then you tell me the color of the solution. For example, the purple color of the potassium permanganate remain unchanged. Okay, so the question related with chemical test like this. Okay, distinguish between 2 compounds. Suggest a chemical test. Propose a chemical test to differentiate between butane and butene. Okay, so the answer, right, should be like this. So what is the name of the test? Okay, what is the reagent? For this case, there is no specific condition. So this one is chemical equation 1. So observation 1. So chemical equation 2, observation 2. Because when you want to differentiate right? For the chemical test, there are two compounds to compare. So that's why there are two equations, there are two different observations. Then only we can compare, okay, by using the chemical test. Might be one or more than that. Hey, what happened to this gorilla? Scared of organic chemistry? Blur? Missing? Lost? No worry, this is your first time know about organic chemistry in matriculation level. So you can try more exercise and study more through your reference book or with your lecture. Please take care of yourself, do more exercise, drink more water, eat more healthy food, fruit and vegetable, and rest or have a good sleep. Peer study or group study is very important. You can find your friends or find your roommate to study together, and then always ask questions about organic chemistry with them and do practice frequently. Okay, now is about revision tips. You can study lecture notes or any reference book. Go through the video from Chemicom SL channel or Unique Chemia KMPK channel. Do your own summary notes, mind map, and then keep on repeat to do your tutorial exercise and past year question. Do you have any question? Please don't hesitate to consult with your lecturer. Good luck and all the best. Thanks for watching. Please remember, subscribe, like and share. See you on next video. Bye.